So, thank you. My name's Carmel Jane. Thank you all so much for being here. I have just come off the wedding and portrait stage and my tether didn't work, so hey, this is a walk in the park. So hopefully, hopefully the technology is going to work today. But just a little bit about me. I have photographed 500 weddings. I've been a photographer for 20 years, and about 7 years ago, after 500, and a few brides like this, I went, yeah, that's enough. If you're doing weddings, just know you only have so many weddings inside you before you just can't do any more. So I rebranded as a dance school photography specialist. We had a couple of dance schools on our books, they were pretty lucrative. And 7 years ago, when I did all the sales myself, someone spoke to me after the last talk and said, well, how do you get schools? I've sent them emails. Come on, people, you've got to get on the phone, you've got to do the hard yard. That is just not going to work, sending an email. You've really got to put yourself out there. So I knew I couldn't do weddings, and there was no way I was going to go back and work for somebody else. So through sheer determination, because I'm actually not a great salesperson, I'm like, just use us, we're good. So I just called up dance schools, and they were saying that, oh no, we don't need photos, parents don't want photos. Fast forward 7 years, we're going to photograph 320 dance schools this year. We actually in total have about 500 or 600 on our books. They don't all have shows every year. And we've got the market in the southeast. But anyway, about this time 3 years ago, one of my big independent private schools, they had a dance school within their school, and we did their show. And they asked me to pitch for their school photography. So I don't like saying no to anything, which is probably why I'm here today. Don't like saying no to anything. So I said, yeah, great. And I took my actor headshots, because we do a lot of headshots, and they gave me the contract, and I went, oh, gosh, I might have said something else. I can't really be sure. How the hell do I do a huge 800 senior school, 400 primary school, the best private school in Essex, and get it right? Because any of you doing schools, you know how funny parents are about the GDPR, and if someone sees someone else's child, it's like the worst thing ever. So I did it. I spent all of August. Then I came here, it was about 3 years ago, and I met up with the GotPhoto people, and for me it worked. And actually I was talking to Dougie and his wife, sorry, I have to know, saying I chose GotPhoto because they had the QR code system, because we don't have to shoot tethered, which is probably why I failed on the stage, because I don't usually shoot tethered. Because it's just the QR code system, which was super easy. I could do my Sims ID. It was going to be really, really easy, and I was going to be able to deliver Sims and give everyone private galleries and all that kind of thing. And I really liked their clean lines and marketing. So I spent all of August. I set up the system myself, because actually everyone else was too busy to do it in my team, and it was pretty easy. I'm not very technical. Bit of a short attention span, but I did it. Turned up early September. We thought we had 5 hours. We had 3 hours to do the photography, and the assistant head said, don't worry, nobody buys these photos anyway. At which point I thought I was actually going to cry. I'd been up since 5 o'clock that morning, but I didn't cry. We photographed the students, and we totally nailed it. And that was 2.5 years ago. This year we photographed about 85 schools, and we're going to be in 2019, September, October, November, about 100 is the minimum we're looking at. But I think it's quite a regulated growth. Schools they're lucrative, but they're hard work. So what I didn't know about GotPhoto was their automated marketing, and for me that was just that wasn't why I went with them, but actually it turns out it was good for my whole business. Before we talk about that, let's think about who our customer are. More and more, they're millennials, which is about 22 to 37 years old. I'm sure at senior schools, the mummies are a bit older than that, but they're about this old. 93% of them have a smartphone. They check their phone on average 157 times a day. And I found this stat really, really interesting. 2/3 would book an entire holiday on their mobile phone. Obviously, I'm too old to be a millennial, because there's no way I would do that big a purchase on a phone. And you think, why are we talking about millennials? They grew up with smartphones. They're really used to purchasing online. They've got that phone in their hand. They want to buy their stuff. They'd book a whole damn holiday online. Do you think they'd buy a couple of photos online? I absolutely think they would. And just for us, CJP, Carmel Jane Photography, 78% of our orders are done online, on a mobile device. So we're all online only, but they're all done on mobile devices. So our customers, they want to interact with us digitally. Who's doing schools? Is anyone still doing proof sheets? Proof sheets, yeah, I think, so not many people, which is good, because I think we still get some schools saying, oh, our parents want proof sheets. But I think these few slides I've just shown you is no, they don't. They want it in their pocket and on their phone and buying it at 10 o'clock at night or when they're waiting for the train or whatever they're doing. So, finally, I've been talking too long. What is marketing automation? It's a technology that targets customers with automatically generated emails and messages. There we go, you probably knew that. We're actually surrounded by it, because you think, you buy something online and you get an automated message saying, thanks for buying it, and then 2 days later it says it's going to be delivered, and if you're meant to be working and you're buying dresses and you didn't pay for it, you get another email saying, hey, do you want to buy that nice dress you were looking at? Which actually happens to me occasionally. So we're surrounded by it, and we're actually quite used to getting emails that remind us, and we want to be reminded. Automated marketing really increases revenue and maximizes efficiency, and we'll have a little look about how, especially the GotPhoto system really works with that. I have a team of staff. I don't know how you guys are. Some might be starting out. You might be your staff with a bookkeeper and maybe a cleaner. I hope you've all got a cleaner, especially the women. Go get a cleaner. It's the best thing to get. But it frees you up to do higher level tasks. Because if you're doing a job where you're trying to send out emails and things and generate income, which is a low value task, you can be getting on the phone, making those sales, booking more schools. And it also minimizes human error. So, GotPhoto. I love GotPhoto. If you stay to the end, you're going to see my figures, and you're going to see why I love GotPhoto quite so much. They call their marketing automation communication profiles. They are super, super easy to set up. I am not a particularly technical person. I get bored really easily, but I set up all the back end of GotPhoto. Some of you have probably seen the front end. It's very kind of pretty and lovely and clean. Their back end isn't much different either. Really, really easy. So this is the screen. So I guess I'm not going to talk about the QR code. You photograph the QR code, then little Johnny has his photos taken, and he takes this home. This is what we put on the back. Take me home. And this is what they're going to take home. So Mum gets this. She goes, okay, carmeljane.photo, put my code in. And this is the screen she sees when she puts her code in. We do take a couple of days to edit the photos and make sure they're online and make sure all the boxes are ticked and we don't muddle up anyone's photos. It is very easy, but it usually takes a day or two. So they get an email to say, hey, your photos are going to be live soon. And then they say, look, here's your beautiful little daughter's photos. These are the photos, so that's your child. If you're the mummy, that's your photo that you're seeing. And there's a click, so you just click straight through. So this is where marketing automation, if we do a senior school, we've done a senior school with 2,000 kids. There's no way we can be emailing those mummies. There's no way if it was a primary school, even with 100 children, that we could be doing this. So Mum gets this saying, look, here's a preview of your photos. Aren't they gorgeous? And then they have a sign-in screen. And what's great about the GotPhoto marketing automation is they give lots of reasons why people should sign in, but they also make it so it's explicit consent to it. So we know that they've said, hey, email me. I want to hear about your photos. I think they're great. So it says, you'll be up to date on your order status. Don't miss out on deadlines. Be ready for the coupons. And then they get this other option to activate reminders. So there's kind of two ways of them saying, look, do you really want emails? And do you know what? Everyone signs up to this. They want to know about their photos. And then when they sign in, they get this lovely welcome screen and they can click right through. So we're going to take a little break from the emails. We've got some more coming and showing how the marketing automation works. How many mums are too busy? Now, I'm going to say mums because I'm guessing you're probably, 90% of our purchases are mums. They might be grannies, they might be dads, they might be things, but they're always too busy. They've got busy with managing the kids, and whether it's busy because they've got to squeeze in a coffee before they go to yoga classes after the gym, or whether because they're running a multi-million-pound business or somewhere in between, they want reminders, and we're competing with all the other information that they're getting. So we offer free delivery, and it's free delivery back to the school. So what we're doing is we're creating a need. We've got to get in. We're creating some urgency. I'm considering upping my prices by 10% and giving them a 10% discount if they order within the first 10 days. I'm not a big fan of discounting unless it's been put in, or you could give something away free, but you've got to give them a reason one, to email them, and also to make some urgency. God, I've got to get my photos. So 1 week for free delivery. If they purchase at this point, they go off the auto marketing. They're not going to get any more. If they don't, it's 3 days for free delivery. And then it's 1 day for free delivery. And then it goes to before the gallery closes, and you're thinking, it feels like a lot of emails. I am the mummy that's buying on the day before the gallery closes. So there's a week to go, 3 days, 1 day before gallery closes. And remember, at any stage, if they have purchased the photos, they're not getting these emails. They've had a lovely email to say, oh, wonderful, your photos are going to be going back to school on such and such a date, and here's your order, and if you've got any problems, call customer service, which they don't, because all the expectations are being managed, and because they're getting really lovely, happy emails from GotPhoto, well, from you, because that's the way it's set up. So you're not doing that. Say, I'm the busy mum that's buying on the last day. So we find the photos go live, peak. We get those lovely mummies we all love. They buy the school photos every year, regardless of what their child's looking like. They buy on the first day. Then we get another peak when the free delivery shuts, at the end of the free delivery. So I think, oh, I want to save my £2.95. That's super important. And then we get another peak 1 day before the gallery closes. So this is where, if we were doing without just online only, because we are all online only, we don't do proof sheets. Actually, that's not true. 2 schools, the ones that don't buy, we put proof sheets back, but otherwise it's all online only. We couldn't do all online only without marketing automation. I mean, we had the proof sheets, they would put it by the microwave, all the bills, wouldn't they, and they'd remember, but they haven't got that. So this is how we have to do it online. Probably difficult to see here, but this is behind the scenes. So these are when the job is set to selling, delivery, we can decide who's it going to. Is it going to potential buyers or to buyers? And we actually also send out another one 3 days before to people who've bought, saying, hey, don't you need some more photos of your children? So you can really manage it very, very easily. GotPhoto also has newsletters. So one time, I can't remember, something went wrong. I think we had a batch of prints that didn't work, and so they were going to be late to be delivered back. So great. To all of our buyers, we send a lovely happy email saying, so sorry, there's been a delay, and guess what? We don't get any kickback on that because we've communicated with our customers really, really effectively. But it's been done. It's a 5-minute job. Click, 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 send the newsletter, and it's done. GotPhoto's emails are pre-written. You can really easily change them around. You can drop in, so you can say, dear customer name, first name, last name. All that code is written for you, and you just drag it in. And I really love their style of emails. They're quite friendly. They're quite, it suits my business. But you can change them. So we usually use them as a base and change them. And for all our different jobs, we might do a PTA ball or a business showcase or something. So we alter our email communication depending on what we do. But for schools and dance schools, we tend to keep it the same every time. So don't be afraid of marketing automation. Why would we want to do marketing automation? And this is a really, really big one. It helps you get schools. It allows you to offer a much better service to schools because it allows online only. And there's a few schools that want to hold on to it, and I don't know why, because any of you who've worked in schools know that poor woman in the office is underpaid, overworked, stressed out, usually a bit grumpy, aren't they? They're not always the jolliest people ever. But we're saving her all that work. They're not having to hand out proof cards. They're not having to bring money back into the office. I'll tell you a story. A few years ago, the Olympic torch was going around. And I said, look, I'll do it for £2. Take a photo of the kids with the Olympic torch. And they just had to bring £2 to school. I got checks. I got people who'd wrapped it up with so much sellotape, it literally took me 5 minutes to take the £2 out of this. You're laughing. You've been there. You feel my pain. And so I don't know, 300 or 400 quid I got literally took 5 hours to unwrap, pack, and take all the money down to the bank. Well, that's, if that was you saying paying someone £10 now, that's over 10% of your revenue has gone in simply unwrapping £2 coins. So really, really quick. For the people in the office, no more parents in the office. They, I don't know, if you're a kid, that they're mobbed every morning with people talking about stuff. Reduced admin, and then it's really easy to retain schools because if you do it properly, if you get your systems in place, they love you because it's really, really streamlined. So it's a really key selling point to schools. You're offering a better service to parents as well. Back to that busy mummy thing, like I would not buy my kids' photos if I just got one email, if I just got one QR code. I need reminders because it's just how we are. We're used to buying online. Then they've also signed up to learn about your product. So we do a little bit of remarketing, probably more with our dance than we do with our schools, just because I don't want to try and make a few £100 and risk losing a school, because parents can be a bit funny about remarketing, but it's a really good way of communicating with them. And actually, interestingly, last August, we sent newsletters out, because it's called a newsletter, but you send out a direct mail to all our galleries, and our average customer value went up. So we were about £28 every sale, on average is 28. We went up to £36 a sale in August, all free money, because these were mummies that weren't going to buy, but because they had time in August, we're not actually sure why the ACV went up quite so much, but it did. But we remarketed them and said, one time, only this year, we're doing it in August. It saves time. No sending out manual reminders. Do another thing that we didn't realise would happen, it really reduced the number of inbound inquiries, because in actual fact, they know what's going on. They don't have to ring up and say, oh, I didn't get my order. In actual fact, sometimes they do get, but they can email through GotPhoto. So you get an email, and so you're using that kind of dialogue. And that really says, I don't know, you guys, when you speak to people with customer service, if you're doing a job of your customer service, usually it does actually take 5 or 10 minutes on the phone, and that's a lot of time to be talking to one customer. So it cuts a lot of that out. Increased sales, what I was saying about the life cycle of the sale. We get the peaks and troughs when they get the email reminders. We can then remarket to them like we did in the August, and really just free money. People that weren't going to spend that money, and our average customer value went up. And I don't actually know why it works so well, but I wasn't going to complain in August. But it really, really does increase your sales. Increased profitability. I'm really passionate about helping especially smaller photographers grow, because I don't think that they really understand about profitability and about your overheads, about time it takes for admin. They go, I went and photographed something, I was there for an hour and I got £100, but I did, 50 hours of work otherwise. You made £2 an hour. Minimum wage is £8.50, okay? So really, really looking at people's profitability. ACV, increased average customer value, that's a really good, so we can tell on a school, oh, someone just dropped their camera, I hope it's okay. We can see if we haven't made enough sales through the GotPhoto back end, we can send out a newsletter, we can remarket to them to say, hey, what's going on? And you need fewer staff, which is again reducing your overheads. And it's free. I love GotPhoto because this stuff is free. It's free, and it's easy. Because I use GotPhoto, I don't need to look at other marketing systems, but probably some of you have heard of Infusionsoft. It's probably a bit cleverer, but you need to know how to work it, and it's really expensive. This is included in your service fee. So you're saving money on proofs, you're saving money on time on counting money, and you've got these really, really easy go-to. You almost don't have to do anything. You could just use the GotPhoto communication profiles. Right, I told you I'd show you my figures. So the blue is my dance schools. I did the weddings, thought I was going to kill someone if I had to do another one. There's people smirking, they know my pain. And so I said, I'm going to rebrand as a dance school photographer. So in actual fact, don't know if I can move around. Here we go, and this was my first school, and there's a bit of a jump here, because not only did GotPhoto allow me to do schools, which has obviously massively increased my revenue, it actually increased my dance school revenue, because we can remarket. We actually sell some of the pictures that show, but our live show photos, we sell online, and so we can remarket to them. So we actually had a jump in revenue, and I think that was from increasing at remarketing to our schools. And this is our schools, and next year I'm going to turn over $500,000 in schools and well over £1 million altogether on my business. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I love GotPhoto so much, because when I signed up with them 3 years ago, I was £300,000, and that's the difference that it's made to my business. There's been a lot of hard work, and it's not just, they didn't just give you the money, but without GotPhoto, I never ever would have had the capability to do it. So I am a huge fan. And there's lots of people here, I hope I've got enough. Please do take one of these away. This is what we use. So, little Johnny, he's photographed like this, and he takes this home. And you can log in, and you can see the GotPhoto system and see how it works from the point of view of the parent. You can't buy the little girl's photos. She's gorgeous, and we're allowed to use it for samples, but I'm not sure buying them would be the right thing to do. Excellent. Anyone else? Actually, pass them round. And just be aware, there may be some marketing automation occurring if you sign up. Just saying. Don't know. Anyway, so any questions, anybody? Oh, sorry. Pass them around. Come up and get your free... There's probably some of you got free headshots earlier as well. You're right in here, aren't you? Anyway. Brilliant. Thank you. Did you come to my talk? Ah. Okay, did anyone else want some of these? Any more for any more? What was your question? It depends. It depends on how much time they give us. Sometimes I send 5 photographers. It's rare that I only send one, only in a small school. We are all about quality and service. So we produce really, really beautiful photos. We have, Taylor's my one boy that works for me. We're all, they're all not younger than me, all gorgeous young women who go out and are super great with kids. But it's quality and service. And I think if you're going to compete with the big boys, the TPS and the Kittles that have got thousands of schools, you have to offer something different. And what you can offer is really amazing staff that love what they do, that are going to be ambassadors for your company. But yeah, so we never send just one, because even if you think that person, maybe you say, even if they're going as assistant, maybe £10 an hour, even £15 an hour, they're there for 3 hours, it's 50 quid. We don't need to sell many photos to get their money back, and you're making sure you keep the school. And some of these schools are worth 15 grand a year to us. I think the £50 is worth it, yeah.
So when you photograph the child and then photograph this, give this to the child?
Yes, so just so all the kids get handed out. They do it in any order. If you've been doing the barcode system, so they've all got their names on it. It's not test child, it's their actual name. And they can hand it out in form class that morning, and it doesn't matter what order they come in. So they have their we photograph the QR code, and they put it down, and we photograph the child. They take this home. GotPhoto, then you upload them, and then there's a QR code photo, and we take 3 photos, and then you make sure it's a green star, and then it says push this button and the magic happens. And literally, it's magic. The QR codes, sort them into galleries. If you need them for student ID, it takes 2 minutes. You go into another setting and you say export for student ID system, and it exports them out, resized to nice, whatever size Sims use, or unless it's another system, with their admission number. And it literally takes 2 minutes. Unless it's a really big school, then it takes 4 minutes. And so they take this home. On some schools, if our sales are low, GotPhoto has a system where you can either print an A4 sheet or a 7x5 with a picture of the child and then this login information. So sometimes, usually in schools that are slightly less affluent, we might have to do that. But yes, occasionally we do print out proof cards, but not to buy, not to purchase the photos, just where it's a personalised, it's got their photo to encourage them online. Some schools ask for it the day before, so they can hand them out in form class, and often, especially in senior schools, if they're in form class, but they might be coming to us from English and Maths and all muddled up, and actually if you've got to hand out 200 photos, 200 QR codes per year, it can turn into chaos. So yeah, sometimes we do it before, and sometimes we do it. We have staff, and it does it. So with families, what they do is any one of the children can have their photos. You just need one QR code. And so say it's little Sarah, we take 3 photos of Sarah, and then we photograph hers again, and we take 3 photos of the 2 kids, and so Sarah will have 6 photos under her QR code. Yeah, so with the gallery, the opening thing, you can actually put in, if you've got 5 kids, you can put in 5 QR codes, and then you can see all your children's photos. Any other questions? I print everything in-house. I've got 2 Nuritsu printers. GotPhoto, they do have, I think there's, I don't really use this side of it, 3 or 4 third-party people that print, and they send it all back, and I've had really good feedback from that. But I like to print my own. This lady asked if it's the multiple logins with the QR codes. You know what? We don't get it very often. People, I think they're really, especially you lovely Brits, you like to do everything. You like to queue in line. You like to do things properly. I actually don't think it's ever happened. And yet it's open for exploitation, totally, yeah. Just one other thing, I love the downloads. This is one of my favourite things, especially when we do dance schools. And Mummy can download 20 high-resolution JPEGs for £120 VAT. bit of fees to PayPal, bit of fees to GotPhoto, and that's just money in the bank, and I haven't done anything. It hasn't even generated an order ticket. So the free downloads, and we run slightly higher in our dance schools on downloads, but with schools we do run just under 25% consistently across the board. So it's a really, I mean, that to me is just free money. They can just go and make their mugs and their canvases and all the other stuff that they want to do. So the downloads is just huge, because your margin on that, you know, you sell it for a tenner, £8 goes in the bank, and there's no packing up photos and getting it away. And the other thing, which is super interesting, we never have kickback on our downloads. Occasionally people say, yeah, it was only 2.5 meg, and I'm like, well, what are you doing? Are you printing billboards, you know? And so occasionally we'll get techie people, probably once a month people are asked, and they're probably printing them, you know, on some dodgy home printer. My beautiful photos are looking horrible. It just makes me want to cry sometimes, but I don't care, because they're happy and they don't complain. Oh, yes, if you'd been to my talk before, you'd know a little bit what I do, though we do it slightly different to how I do my talk. But I'm a big fan of consistency, get it right in camera. I'm on some of these Facebook groups, and especially there's a lot of women doing amazing photography and spending 5 hours editing a photo. I'm 30 seconds. And we also can then do KPIs and say, if one of my photographers comes in and it takes too long to edit her photos, then she's not done a good enough job. No, we've got to be really, really careful about spots and things. There was actually something in the paper, don't Photoshop my kids. It's a real, and then other people say, why didn't you Photoshop them? It's got food on there. So but we don't do that. Our lighting is good enough that it evens them out, and we don't even talk about, because you know what, if they've got really bad spots, they don't pay me enough to fix them. How do you know if you've missed someone? Kids are kind of well behaved at school. If they're told to do something, they would. And then if we say we've got the QR code and no children's photos, we go, they played truant and they didn't come and have their photos taken. So actually, I don't know that's happened. Yeah. Any other questions? Sorry? We do allow the parents to mix and match, and that was one thing that really has helped us get some schools, because when we don't want to compete on price, but so a lot of the bigger schools are offering some crazy prices at the moment, we've heard, but we say no, but that's only for one child with one image, so they can 3 photos, they can mix and match their photos within their packages, and we can actually, if they've got 2 kids, they can mix and match that as well. So yeah, profit margins slightly squeezed on that one, but it really has helped us get schools. And then we don't get people ringing up going, this is a rip-off, I've got to pay £20 or £30 a child, which I'm pretty sure would happen. And you see it on Facebook groups, school photos are so expensive. You're like, really? Yeah. No, ours aren't either, but they still moan. Oh, thank you. Sign up and everything. I'm a massive fan of GotPhoto, so sign up, and if you need to email me about anything, I'm not the technical stuff, the business stuff. I leave the technical stuff to my team. What else? Average spend on schools. Oh, sorry, I do know this. So GotPhoto will tell you this. A really good private school, primary school, is 20 quid. I am in Essex, there's a bit of money, it does help. A good primary school is £15, a good independent senior school is £15 a kid, and if an average senior school is about 10 or 11, and a really poor primary school is about £10. But that's if I photograph 100 kids and take £1,500, it's a £15 average spend. It's not the 50 people that bought. Yeah. Independent primary school is 20 quid. God, I'm telling everyone this, my information. I don't know if I should be saying this. You can email me and find that out. No, so we're about 20 quid for private schools, and a decent secondary school is £10, a little bit higher for a... I think, do you know what? I think it's about 50%. But maybe a bit higher. Our login rates are up to about 80% login, which is really, really good. And so we can compare if we can know if they're not logging in enough. Any more questions? should be starting to charge for this information, shouldn't I? That seems like a good idea. We sell at the schools, and we sell live show online. So some of them are online only, but it's just we don't actually use the QR code system for schools at the moment. For dance schools. Any other questions? We offer 3 photos, and we use it, and they only mildly change. So some kids got 3 the same. Again, if you saw my other talk, it's about consistency and quality. And I think sometimes when you see them go, oh, I do 10 different poses, I'm looking and going, yeah, it's all right on those really cute kids. And maybe I just don't like small children enough. I don't know. But yeah, so it's about going, mostly mums want one amazing photo. They want a photo of their child that's really gorgeous. Anyone else? Sorry? I appear to have a consistent line. Did you come to my talk? Because that's what I said about 10 times. Consistency is king. Choose what you want your photos to look like. Don't all copy me. People have already started copying me. I do kind of find it a bit flattering, a little bit annoying. I'm not quite sure which yet. Find what you want to do and get it good, and train your staff to do it, and make sure that you replicate it. I mean, you see that to the backgrounds of someone's bitten. Any more questions? No? With we do the dance schools, and it varies because some kids have 1 costume, some kids have 10 costumes. So we do adjust that a little bit on what we're doing. We tend to do a couple of poses per costume. Yeah, so we have different packages for the dance schools, and as I say, I love the downloads all day long. So the schools do send you all the information, and you have to get it right. That is the one thing with school. There's money in it, but you have to get it right because they've got pretty low tolerance to change. And we got a school because the year before, 1,500 kids at a senior school, they got one name wrong. And I was going, yeah, we would never do that, thinking this can so totally happen easily. We still got the school, and they're still with us, so it's fine. But yeah, they send you the information. You use your first name, last name, year, group, or form, and then there's admission number because we don't need all the other information with GDPR. And then it will say we've got their first name and last name, and then the class, yeah, because you need to sort them in classes to hand them out. No, they just turn up. Yeah, because of the QR code system. I know there's some who use barcodes, and you've got a tether and all that kind of thing. Just have them turn up. So you kind of want to remove as much friction from the school as you can. We don't want that woman in the office having to do all that work because she's moaning about stuff. There's no office people here, is there? They're all at school. We're fine. They're moaning enough about what they've got to do, and the poor woman has got too much to do. So yeah. If they don't go and get their brother and sister, that's not my fault. I'm not running the school. No. That's up to we try and make a member of staff, and schools are all different. Some are awesome, and they're super organised, and the kids are well behaved, and they've got staff there, and some just go, here's 1,000 students, sort it out. But if the kids don't come down, I am not running the school. I can't go into biology or into reading and go and get the kids. They're all different. We say, what would you like? How did you do it last year? Really, really important, because I'm not going, new photographer, we're going to change everything. How did you do it last year? Tell us how long it took, and I'm going to make that happen for you. Yeah, but they will tell you. They will tell you exactly how long you've got and exactly what you have to do. Don't worry. This lady does schools too. She knows what I'm talking about. Awesome. Sign up. Put your name down. See what GotPhoto's like. Drop me an email, because there's a little special offer if you drop me an email. I should have said that earlier when everyone was here. Okay.